Okay, so good day, everyone. Today we're going to talk about game theory and its relation to artificial intelligence. So first of all, Luca, will you please define to us what is exactly game theory?
Game theory is a strategy that determines the best suitable action players should take in order to secure the optimal results from their perspective. So this is a very popular theory and technique that was introduced by von Neumann in 1944 as a mathematical theory. Okay, and there is then another very popular scientist called John Nash that won the Nobel Prize actually in 1994 for applying this beautiful theory to economics. You might remember, Michelle, a movie called The Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe. I think it was,
Yes.
it was filmed in early 2000, and it was the story of this fascinating character, John Nash. So this is this game theory has a long and very interesting story behind it.
All right. And so how does it relate to to artificial intelligence then?
Well, I mean, it relates in different. I mean, the most straightforward way to explain the relation between game theory and AI is to give you an example. I think by now our audience should be acquainted with the binary classification, but just in case, I will restate the definition of binary classification. So, binary classification is a decision-making algorithm, a classifier that has to take a decision between two options. So it could be it could be like a decision as simple as red and blue, determine whether or not a book cover is red or blue. In this case, we use algorithms that would observe the book cover, and this could be an image taken from a webcam or an image taken by a phone. And this decision can be interpreted as a game where you have two players. One player is challenging the other to find the best, the best outcome or the best output. In this case, if the book cover is red, one player would give to the other hard time determining whether or not the book cover is red or blue. And it could they could maybe change the orientation of the book or changing the lighting so that determining that color would be not so straightforward. So the game theory essentially can explain many of the problems that AI algorithms try to solve, as for instance, a classification algorithm.
All right. Okay, so what then are the actual applications of game theory in AI?
Well, there are a few actually. When we were researching content for this episode, we also discovered that generative adversarial networks are one application of a game theory. They can be explained as, the paradigm of the adversarial networks is very similar, if not exactly the same, of a game theory paradigm. Then we have also intelligent agents that can be configured to implement a game theory paradigm, and then we have a reinforcement learning. So these are the three main and the most important applications of game theory in AI.
All right. And the kind of problems, what are they exactly?
Well, there are many problems. I mean, we discussed about image classification and binary classification, but we also have data generation. Okay. And in this case, in the case of GANs, for instance, what we can do with GANs is to generate artificial data using this adversarial interaction between the two types of networks. So there are actually a lot of problems that can be solved with game theory in AI.
Okay, so as I understand it, game theory is basically a framework of thinking through a problem that they apply to dilemmas that you face in artificial intelligence.
Yes, and I would like to stress the fact that you have to think about two different entities that are competing to solve a problem of a certain complexity.
All right. Okay. So we hope that that was really informative. At least it was informative for me. And it's nice to draw a relationship between game theory and artificial intelligence.
Yeah, and if you want to know more, the resources are in the description below. Yeah, it's a fascinating topic, deep dive into it.